So for part 2 of graphing equations, we're just going to practice from slope-intercept form and converting from standard to slope-intercept form and putting them on the graph. For slope-intercept form, hopefully you find it to be pretty straightforward. You're going to identify your M and your B and then put it on the graph, and you've got it. So we're going to start with our first one, and we're going to identify our M and our B. So y equals mx plus b. And when I say M and B, remember M is slope, and B is your y-intercept. So in this case, our M is a 2, and our y-intercept is a -3. -3. And that's a positive slope, so we know that it is going to increase to the right, and that means it's going to head up in this direction. So I'm going to start at a +2, and I'm going to go, we'll start at -3. Whoops, that was not going to work. So disregard that, start at 2. So that's our slope. We're going to start at -3 because that's our y-intercept, and we're going to go up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1, and it is increasing going this way, so we're doing a great job filling your entire graph. And then down 2 to the left 1 because that's -2, -1, which negative makes a positive, and then connect your dots. And we have a positive line with a y-intercept of -3 and a slope of +2. For our next one, our mx plus b. So m, or our slope, in this case is going to be a -3, which remember all whole numbers have an imaginary 1 over it in the form of like rise over and run. And then our b value, or our starting point, is going to be 2. B value is your starting point, your y-intercept. I think that's it for the moment. Starting point, y-intercept, constant. I'm trying to think of all the vocabulary that you might hear. So we're going to start at 2. It's a -3, which means we can go down 3 to the right 1. Or you can go up 3 and to the left 1, because to the left is negative and down is negative. So as long as one of them is negative, and you want to fill in your entire graph from corner to corner. And since we know it is a negative m value, so a negative slope, it should be going down from left to right. Number 3, you want to identify your m and your b. So m and b, or your slope and y-intercept. Our slope is going to be 1/2, and that is a positive 1/2. So it's a rise of 1, run of 2. Our starting point, or y-intercept, or b value, is -5. So we're going to go down here to 5. Draw us a dot. And then we have a positive 1 over 2, which means it's going to go up. So I'm going to go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, and then up 1, and it's going to fall off the graph. So we can draw our line. It is increasing in this matter. And you have arrows on either side because it goes on forever and ever and ever. We just have this specific size graph on our paper, so that's all that we can show. Do notice that our slope of 2 is super steep. Rise 2, run 1, rise 2, run 1. But its flip, reciprocal, is 1/2, and it's a lot less steep. So it's not going as high up. The mountain's not going to be as hard to walk, right? So it's going to be up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. The stairs are a little deeper as far as that's concerned. So you do want to make sure you're paying attention to your steepness as well. Just talk about other vocabulary words and types of questions they could ask. Which line's more steep? Which one's less steep? So in this case, our number 1 would be more steep than number 3. So number 4, we're going to identify our slope. -2 over 3. Rise of a -2, run of 3. And if you put the negative on the 3, that's fine. Just know that it's going to end, this line is going to end going that way. And then our b, or our y-intercept, starting point and constant in the equation would be 4. So we're going to go to a +4. Draw a dot on the y-axis always. Y-intercept means it has to be on this line to start. So -2, 1, 2, 3. Down 2, 1, 2, and off the page again. So this one's going to go about like this. And it is going to the left down. So we're doing a great job there, knowing that it's a negative slope. This is less steep than number 2. Number 2 is a lot steeper than this guy. But they are both negative. Now, number 5, x plus y equals 4. That is no longer in slope-intercept form. So we are going to have to convert it to y equals mx plus b. So we have our x plus y, and we need to get x on this side. So remember, when you're converting from standard to slope-intercept, the first thing is identify where your y is. Is there anything on there that you need to get rid of or make sure you're paying attention to? Line a great divide, and then move your x. In this case, it's a positive x, so it becomes a negative x. So y equals a negative x plus 4. Now it is in y equals mx plus b form. So the m value is at that negative 1, that imaginary negative 1. So m equals a negative 1. And any whole number, again, has a 1 underneath it. So it's a rise and a run of 1 and 1, but negative. So going down to the left. And our b value, starting point, or y-intercept, is 4. So we'll go down to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a negative slope, so I know it's going to have to come down. So the line's going to have to be this direction when we're done. So down 1 over 1, we've fallen off the graph down here, so we'll finish up going the other direction, because remember, up 1 to the left 1, that left being that negative and the positive being the up, whereas down being negative and to the right is positive. So we just need one, either the rise or the run, to be negative, so meaning going down or to the left. And then that would be our line for our x plus y equals 4. Now, number 6, this is my favorite because they're the easiest. You don't have to count much. You just have to remember Hoy Vux. So Hoy Vux. This is a y equals, so it's a Hoy. I mean, a Hoy is horizontal, 0 slope, y equals equation. It's a y equals at 3, so we're going to go to 3 on the y-axis. And we know that every x value is going to have a 3 as our output, because input is x, output is y. And then just connect. Horizontal line, so going left to right. So your horizontal line going left to right. All right, we'll do the second page on a separate video, guys.